This is Chapter 4, Section 1. This part of the game you're playing as Coltrane. Your declassified mission here adds a whole bunch of grenade traps all over the beach that you're about to land on. And you just need to keep an eye out for them. You can see a whole bunch of them on the beach here. There's a lot by cover and everything like that. So before you advance to your next piece of cover from wherever you are, you always want to check to make sure you're not going to explode when you do that. This is kind of a tough section here. I would recommend coming around the right and taking out the couple guys that are at the turrets here. You can find a breach shot right by this rock, and that should hopefully allow you to get a couple headshots in on these guys and take them out.
Where's my replay? It's go time, baby. Come on. Barriers down. Incoming! Charge! Incoming!
And there is actually an enemy up here with a mortar. I go down a couple times here, and that's what's hitting me. And after you take care of this mauler, head over to the other side of the beach. And that's going to allow you to take out the couple of gun emplacements that are over there, and you can more easily approach the defended position up there from this spot.
Get up and fight! I'm down! Glad to be on this team! Incoming! There you go. Come on up.
And you're pretty much in the clear once you can get up to this portion of the map. You don't have to worry about anybody on the turret guns anymore, or anybody firing mortars on you. And once those guys are done with, all of the enemies are dead here. And you can find your cog tag if you turn in here. And then you'll find it right in the building here, along with an Onyx ammo crate.
I would do more if I could.
And then before you exit 2, there's another room right next to the exit that's got a whole bunch of ammo. This is Section 2. And this section is going to be another time limit section. What makes this one easier is that you can get a silverback for this section. And this is actually the only time, I'm pretty sure, in the campaign where you can get a silverback. And silverback, for those who have not played, Gears of War 3, it's just a big mech. And it's got both a rocket launcher and a chain gun inside of it, and you can change firing modes. You don't really need the rocket part of it, and it's actually not really that good to use in this single-player mode, because while it does kill in one hit, the Vulcan cannon that is normally equipped, which is what I'm using now, is a bit more useful for taking out these normal, weaker enemies. And you can take out moving enemies with the Vulcan cannon too, because if you use your rockets, you actually have to hold down A, which will stop you in place, and then you can just pivot to fire rockets. And if you do it this way, you can move around while still firing, which allows you to be a little bit more defensive. And once those gates open up, instead of going through those gates, it's a better option to go through this little side building here. Because this building is going to give you a bit more of a defensive position with the silverback. People can't come up behind you as easily. And you can take out all of the enemies here a lot easier. And as you can see, you can rack up a ton of points very quickly with the silverback, since every kill with its gun counts as a jib kill. And finally, once everybody's pretty much done, you can hop out of your silverback, and up on this ledge here, you will find the cog tag for this section. This is section 3, and the declassified mission for this section forces you to use boom shields and lancers. And honestly, this is a very difficult section to get 3 stars in. I don't know if it's just me, but I've had a very difficult time getting it. I don't actually get it here. And I don't particularly have a bunch of advice to get it. It just seems that you have to play through this section pretty much perfectly. And since you have this sort of loadout for your guns, you're kind of limited on what bonuses you can get. You can't really get any jib kills. You can't really get any headshots. And on top of that, there just aren't that many enemies to fight here. And with all of the enemies defeated, you can come back here and grab the cog tag. It's right up the hill towards the start of the mission, back behind this barrier here. And then from there, you can just follow the rest of your teammates into the tunnel, which will lead into the next section of the mission. Now this section's kind of odd because it's one of the only sections of the game where you actually find the cog tag before the declassified mission, and you find it right to the left, right when you start this area.
Karn's taken the port. I had friends stationed there.
We all dead.
and you will find the declassified mission on the wall if you just continue forward like normal. And apparently, to make up for the kind of crappy declassified mission in the last section, this is a really good one. You'll be given breach shots and torque bows, and those are the only weapons you can use, and it's largely a sniping section. You are on one side of a canyon, and on the other side of the canyon, there are a whole bunch of locusts. And they'll use turrets, they'll use sniper rifles, and they will use one-shots. And you can see there's a big pallet of ammo over on the left side here, so if you run out of ammo, you can run over there and pick up some more. But yeah, it's a pretty fun section, and there's not really any of a trick to beating this. It's just shoot people.
Enemy spotted!
Yeah, got one, baby. I gotta say, Grub Guns got a big bang. Kind of like me on a bad day.
Eventually, the elevator comes down, and you will need to defend on this elevator. And that's actually fairly easy. There's no cover to start with, but if you move as far back in the elevator as you can, you will get some cover provided by that. And it will prevent quite a few of the attacks that you are receiving here. But if nothing else, you can use your AI teammates to block the shots. And then, after this elevator reaches the top here, you'll be able to continue into the next section.